We're live. Whoops.
Sweet. All right. This is it. This is our first one.
I know. Trying out this streaming platform.
Yes. For the uninitiated. The
Let's
kids make it look easy.
we should introduce ourselves if anybody's watching. I don't know if anyone's watching, but we'll introduce ourselves because that's what we should do. Go for it.
Oh. So for those who know us as Tina and Leah, it's Tina Kaiser and Leah Sherman. Do you want a background?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Leah Sherman. I'm a naturopathic doctor and a co-host of a podcast called The Cancer Pod.
Yes. I assume if you found us, you may already have listened to our podcast of over 100 episodes and the prior 4 years at this point. But if you've stumbled on us totally randomly,
I'm sorry.
Nice to meet you. We are Tina and Leah of the Cancer Pod, and we talk about integrative oncology, integrative medicine as it relates to oncology. And so that means whether you're in treatment or after treatment or just preventing cancer, all of our episodes are relevant.
Reducing the risk.
Oh, yeah. Prevention is a bit of a tall order. Reduce the risk, yes. That's more accurate.
Yeah, and I'm like a real stickler for saying reducing the risk because ironically, my husband and I were on a cancer prevention diet that I came up with to reduce our risk of cancer because he has a strong family history of cancer and I really didn't have one that I knew of at the time. But yeah, so we just kind of cleaned up our diet and everything. And guess who was diagnosed with cancer? I was.
What year was that?
It was 2016. No, 2014. What am I saying? 2014.
What are you saying?
I don't know. Chemo brain still doing his thing. No, it was 2014. I was diagnosed in September 2014. And yeah, we were just all like being healthy and exercising and drinking our water, eating our fruits and veggies. So yes, I'm a huge fan of saying reducing your risk.
Yeah. Well, and we've both been doing this for a very long time. I graduated in 2000, so I've seen many people who have done a lot of the things right that are for risk reduction, and you can still get a diagnosis. All you can do is reduce the risk, but you can't do anything that's 100% preventative.
Right. Yeah. So we're big into that, that verbiage. Speaking of diet and reducing your risk, I had mentioned I saw a story about the actress Parker Posey, who's from The White Lotus.
Yes, who we like to use her voice around the house because of the North Carolina accent.
Yeah, and she's from like Louisiana or something. She's from the South.
Yeah, and she's an actress, so she can do any accent she wants.
Yeah, I guess there was a huge thing about her accent, but I'm going to talk about how on one of my little news alerts, I guess she did a podcast. She did Smartless podcast and talked about how she did an Ayurvedic retreat that they did the whole Ayurvedic diet and people were there getting healed from their cancer.
Question. Did she have cancer?
No. People just go on Ayurvedic retreats.
But so she just there happened to be people there with cancer.
Yes, or who had cancer and they said it was the diet. So the article was about, there's a bit of a controversy because just coming out and saying like diet heals cancer, and which host was it? I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't the guy from Ozark and it wasn't the guy from Will and Grace. It was the other guy, the other host, the one who used to be married to Amy Poehler.
I'm not going to know that, right?
I know, but I was just, that's in case somebody knew what his name was. He had said that he knew of 2 people who used diet to heal cancer. So it was this huge controversy because, with the whole apple cider vinegar, and we did a whole episode on that, on people who, pretended to have cancer and healed themselves however way they chose. But,
oh, you mean the fakers?
The fakers. We did the fakers episode. Yeah.
We did the fakers who never actually had cancer. So they didn't heal from anything.
No. But that was the whole apple cider vinegar, like,
oh, right. Netflix special.
Yeah, like
Her name is.
so glad nobody's watching us. Is anyone watching us? Send us a hi. If you're watching us, say hi.
Post a comment.
So yeah.
Okay, can I say this too? Even
What?
though I don't think anyone's watching us, but maybe this will be recorded. If anyone actually has reversed their cancer and cured themselves of, like, now you see it, now you don't, and you never had conventional medicine, I am willing to put you on the podcast and give you a platform for as long as you'd like. But caveat, I get to look at all your medical records, and so that I can see that it actually happened. Because the problem is that I think sometimes, cancer goes away sometimes, but it's usually something else. It's integrative care. It's not alternative to conventional. It's usually some conventional, some natural medicine.
Well, that was the whole thing about, we've talked about it on previous episodes about how some people will have like surgery for their cancer and then choose to not do the radiation or chemo or hormone treatment or whatever follows. And then they'll say, I cured my cancer with natural treatments, with diet.
Yes, someone beat
They
cancer.
had the surgery. They had the surgery.
Yes, someonebeatcancer.com is one of them.
Some guy beat cancer.com.
Some guy who has a name similar to mine if you looked at my full name, which is Christine. Just saying. But we're not going to name a name.
Hold on. I'm going to just post a comment and see if anyone posts a comment. Maybe that.
There's someone watching. I can see it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. There are watchers.
Okay.
Voyeurs.
Hi. Post a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Someone's going to be like, my living room. Or here,
okay. I could see your chat thing.
Okay. I hope that we can see comments. Whoops. Oh yeah. So the whole, like, it was actually like the cancer community, like the patients and stuff, I guess, who were kind of getting up in arms about, somebody talking about like just purely diet healing cancer.
Well, it should be a discussion that is had. I don't think that there's anything wrong going with completely alternative medicine if conventional medicine doesn't have much to offer you, right? I mean, that's a scenario that sometimes happens where conventional medicine doesn't have a lot to offer. If that's the case, then you do open it up to all possible diets and alternative treatments, and you look at clinical trials, and you get creative. But a lot of the times it's more predictive and probably more successful if you just integrate, look at the conventional, use enough of it, but make sure that you lessen side effects, mitigate side effects, and potentiate the treatment as best you can. Help with recovery, help with health, help your immune system, which is always working hard to bring people back in balance, right? So I think that it's just logical to integrate and use everything that's possible to get the best outcomes possible. To me, that's just rational thinking, not even a belief. It's just a smart thing to do.
I agree.
Yeah. So anyone who's like, I wouldn't go near conventional medicine is just as dogmatic as someone who says, I won't go near alternative medicine.
Right.
Both sides, it's too much dogma and probably not in anyone's best interest. So that's what we do.
That's what we do.
To those who don't know us.
So speaking of that's what we do, this is a really bad segue. I wanted to talk to you about that book that you recommended that I read, and I've been reading it, Premonition. Such a good book. If you are okay, so I used to read these books that were about they're kind of like thrillers, they're fiction about like viruses that get loose from a lab in New Mexico and all that stuff. Because I just thought it was so interesting. Well, this book is about pandemics, but and I haven't finished it yet, but it talks about like kind of like the science behind how they developed ways of um, predicting pandemics or even
Yeah.
um, yeah, how they isolate viruses that are unknown because there are viruses that are unknown out there. So interesting. So interesting. It's such a good book and it's kind
Yeah.
of scary.
Yeah. Yeah. When you realize how tenuous our presence on the planet is, right? These little organisms could take us out.
Yeah, but it's really good.
Yeah.
So if anyone is looking for a summer read, a light summer read. I mean, it's actually written like it's very engaging and it's slightly humorous. So
Yeah. I'm looking to see. We have that. It's in the bookshop that we have, right?
yeah, it's in our bookshop.org,
Oh, okay. Good.
which you
So if
can
you,
find. Oh, I
yeah,
was gonna
go
say you
ahead.
can find the link through our website because I don't think this is gonna save because
Oh,
we're not paying for this streaming software, so I don't think it's gonna save it.
you don't think YouTube is going to save it as a live stream? I
We're
think
gonna
once you live stream on YouTube, I think they bank it.
we'll find out.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I think
or
so.
not, depending on how this conversation goes.
Right.
Um,
We have
okay,
the right. We have the right to delete it.
that's right. Oops, it didn't save. We forgot
Oops.
to save it.
Yeah.
Oopsies. Okay, I'm gonna post and be like, "We're live now."
What I was going to say about the book Premonition is it's a for you didn't mention the author is Michael Lewis, who is kind of famous for digging deep and doing these really intriguing accounts um, of anomalous occurrences, like
What
Moneyball.
what was that about?
Um, Moneyball was about how do I just say? It's been many years since I read it, but it had to do with there was a team that basically flipped how they recruit players on its head. So it was a status not a statistician, but somebody who could look at stats differently and look at how players are unique and used a very different perspective to build a baseball team that ended up being a winning team, even though it wasn't traditional stats that he used. He looked at, like, oh, this is a sidearm pitcher, so he's more valuable. So it looked at creating a baseball team in a way that was never done before, and it had to do with looking at characteristic traits of the players, not just their stats.
Oh, interesting.
At least that's what I come away with. Now that it's been probably 5, if not 10 years since I read it, that's what I remember.
Is that how you found the author through that book?
Michael Lewis has a lot of books.
They're all nonfiction.
They're all, yeah. I don't know if he's gone into fiction as well, but most of them are this premise. He's one of those authors who's known for this stylistic way of telling stories, and he does some of the master classes, like the masterclass.com stuff. He tells how to find stories like he writes about. He's kind of a uber famous writer.
I'm just posting that we're live now so people can join us.
He also wrote Liar's Poker and classic The Blind Side.
What's The Blind Side?
I didn't read it, but it has to do. I didn't read it, but it's famous. Now I'm going to look it up. I'll tell you. I've read Moneyball, The Big Short. He wrote The Big Short.
Oh, The Big Short. Oh, that was a good movie. I didn't read it, but that was a
No.
great movie.
It was an excellent book.
Oh, it was an excellent movie.
Yeah. All right, so let me see. Liar's Poker, The New Thing, Moneyball, The Blind Side, Panic, The Big Short, Flash Boys, The Undoing Project, Going Infinite. Some of those I don't know. I read The Big Short, Moneyball, and Premonition.
Well, I'm going to probably end up reading more of his books once I get through Premonition, but highly recommended. And if you're kind of it's like a thriller, but it's real.
It's real. It's a real account. I also like that he names names, and you can see that there is basically our health system is bipartisanly screwed up.
Well, I like that he named names because I was like, are these people for real? And I looked them up and they're for real.
Yeah.
So that was nice that they were actual people.
Yes. Yeah. It's really good, and it's clearly some infrastructure issues with our current system of healthcare in America that you get glimpses of through the book.
Yeah. No, that part's really good too.
Yeah, I like that part because it's it's political either way, left or right, at all. I don't think. I didn't think so. Maybe a little anti-establishment, but not political.
Well, there you go.
That's different. All right. So am I. I'm a little anti-establishment.
You are.
As you know, as you well know.
Yes. More so than I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a rule follower. I'm the child of a military man.
It's true. You are more of a rule follower. I'm more like, yeah.
I know. Like
if the rule makes sense, sure. But if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, in terms of like, if the rule doesn't make sense, absolutely. Then I'm a punk rock. Then I'm punk rock. I'm punk, man.
Back in the day.
Yeah. And then I fell into line. What happened? What happened to me?
Maturity.
Suburbia. I started working in suburbia, and I started working in hospitals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about some of our upcoming episodes.
Yeah, let's.
We just well, we're finishing editing, as we just realized before we started talking.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I'll finish edited. I finished the edit, and I did not.
Well, we finished the body of the edit. We just have to intro and outro.
We have to do the intro and outro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that separately sometimes with the interviews. So I interviewed Dr. David Grew, who is a radiation oncologist in Connecticut, and he has a company called Primer, Primr, and they create these videos. He does them. I mean, he does these little illustrations and then animates them, and they explain cancer treatments, cancer processes, clinical trials, anatomy. Like, it's just so interesting. It's so helpful, and they're available for free. So if you are a provider and you want something to help explain and you don't feel like you can draw for your patients in the way that they'd understand, you can use them. If you're a patient and your doctor just explains something to you and you're like, I don't understand what they're talking about, you can look it up. If you're interested in clinical trials and you are offered several trials, you can look those up as well. I mean, it just has really good information. So I talked to him about that. And then I also talked to him about prostate cancer. We don't typically focus on one particular cancer, but this is Men's Health Month, and I thought it kind of fit in with what was happening in the news at the time. And so I just wanted him to kind of help dispel any misconceptions people might have about prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really interesting conversation.
So those videos that you're talking about, does he put them on his website or are they on YouTube?
They're on YouTube. And they are, so with the episode, we'll link to his YouTube channel and to his website. Because
maybe we need to ally with him, and he can help us explain integrative oncology to people. Right?
We can see. I mean, he does his little drawings, and I mean, he's been doing that since he was a medical student, making these drawings. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something. YouTube, website. I don't remember what I was going to say. Anyways, so that was an interview I did. I also interviewed Dr. Natalie Godby, who is a gynecologic oncologist that I actually used to work with in Phoenix at Cancer Treatment Centers of America. She's at City of Hope in Atlanta now. And we talked about different things. She explained what gynecologic oncology is. And we talked a little bit about the HPV vaccine. So that was a nice conversation. And it was really nice seeing her. I haven't seen her in years.
Mm-hmm.
And she's had 3 babies. She just had another baby. And so we got to catch up offline about that too. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah. So she's a gyne-onc. Does she do surgery?
Yeah, gyne-oncs do surgery.
Okay.
Gyne-oncs. And it's such an interesting, because at the cancer centers where I work, I tend to become friends with the gyne-oncs. I don't know why. because they're just really kind of badass people. But yeah, so they have the role of like medical oncologist as well as surgical oncologist. They do both. And so they don't, like she was kind of saying, like they don't really fit in with either the med oncs or
Yeah.
the surg oncs. So the only thing they don't do is radiation, but then they would refer their patient to a radiation
Right.
oncologist.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really interesting um, field because they kind of
Yeah.
need to know everything.
Yeah. It's definitely more unique because most of the time you have a surgical oncologist or a medical oncologist, but they do roll it up into one for gynecological oncology for some reason.
Yeah, and at the last cancer center where I worked, the gyn-onc only did the surgeries. They had the patient see a
Yeah.
medical oncologist and then go to
Yeah.
go to her for the surgery, and it was just that's not typical. Usually they do both.
Yeah. And I don't know if that is going to continue in that direction because when I left Eugene, which was back in 2016, 17, the gynecological oncology surgeon slash medical oncologist started just to do surgery. Their entire clinic started just to concentrate on the surgical aspect and let the medical oncology happen with the medical oncologist. So
And
they stopped it.
I think sometimes that's political.
Yeah,
I think it's just
I'm
it's
sure.
like not stepping on anyone's toes, but the
No,
training, traditionally, the training is they do both.
yeah.
So, yeah, so that was really nice speaking with her. And then the third interview I did was with Jeffrey Stewart, who is a molecular biologist with stage 4 stomach cancer. And he wrote a book. It's called Living, and then it has a subtitle. And I can't remember what it is, but it's basically inspirational quotes or thoughts for his children. He wrote a book for his children, and
Okay.
it is 100 inspirational stories, like little short, sentence, paragraph, and then interspersed is his story of who he is and how he was diagnosed with cancer and misdiagnosed and like
Mm.
treatments and his thought process. I really enjoyed the book.
How old is he? Sounds young.
52, 51.
Yeah. Okay.
He's young. And he's from the Dalles. He's from the Dalles, Oregon, and we know the same person. We know
Because
someone.
Oregon's a small state.
No, well, the
I'm
Dalles is a
kidding.
small town, and so I
Yeah.
just randomly was like, "Oh, you're from the Dalles? Do you know Aaron Sutherland?" And he was like, "Yeah," because in his story, he talks about he was in choir
Hmm.
in high school, and she's a singer,
That's funny.
and I used to know her, like, back in the day, and yeah, we know the same person. So, yeah, and so he was the 1994 College Jeopardy champion.
Oh, okay.
Such
1994.
such an interesting person. He's so interesting. I also found out, like, well, y'all are gonna read the book because it's really good. But, he was saying he went to Brigham Young University, and apparently they have a really good trivia team, and a lot of people from Brigham Young end up on
Oh,
Jeopardy, including Ken Jennings.
oh, yeah. I was just gonna say. I thought that was the case.
Yeah, it's crazy. They have a really good trivia. I didn't even know schools had trivia teams. So,
Ken
very
Jennings, who
fascinating.
went on to become the host.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Yes,
like the
he
biggest
won. Yeah,
winner ever or whatever.
yeah.
But, yeah, and so and Jeff has written another book, and it was kind of his dream book. It has nothing to do with cancer. It's just this sort of, like, young adult sci-fi
Oh,
fantasy kind of book, and so he reached out to me on, TikTok last year, and we were super busy and had our kind of plan for what we were gonna record, and so, yeah, we got to chat this time, and yeah, he plugged his new book as well, which is coming out in October.
nice.
Yeah. So I had some nice conversations while you've been managing things in your world. So
Life.
while you've been managing life,
I've been I've been lifing.
yeah, and I was proud of myself because we talked about doing separate interviews,
Mhm.
and I was super nervous, and
I
I did
know.
it. I
I
did
gotta
it.
say, I will admit that I was happy about that. I was like, oh, good. This is just the because you are very dutiful, and you will. meet any obligation that you put out there.
I will
will
step
say.
up. I
You
step
will
up.
always step up and you will enter your discomfort zone because it was for the greater good of the podcast. So it's great because I know you didn't want to do individual interviews, but I really think that one-on-one interviews are just it's a smooth conversation. And as much as I like doing both of us with folks, we'll probably revisit that with certain people, do both of us an interview. It is nice to do little one-on-one talks because you can get more intimate and, keep a line of thought and not going, my brain is like 4 directions at once all the time. So I'm listening and I'm thinking like 3 other things. And so I'm not always the easiest conversationalist because I'm very tangential. As you know.
Slightly familiar with that, yeah.
Hey, we have a few other folks. If you just joined us, do a little shout out on YouTube. Somebody, I think they're having a little trouble posting. So post a comment if you can, just so we know that it's working. That would be lovely. We're not sure. I was going to try to share my screen. Since this is an experiment.
You're going to share your screen?
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Let's see. Screening.
Oh, and if you have any questions, just, post a comment. And here, I'm going to go into YouTube Live. This might mess up with the sound. And I'm going to post a comment from YouTube. Wait. Oh, you're going to go live? Okay. So you go live.
Can you see the screen? Can you see what I'm sharing?
Hold on. I'm messing with this. Where'd I go? Oh, you have to add it to stage. Here, I'll add it to stage.
Add it to the stage.
There you go. I added it to the stage.
So now you can see.
That's our podcast.
Right?
Yep, that's our website.
This is our website, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Episodes here, guests. Those are guests, our past guests, if people want to know. But what I wanted to do is go to the bookstore.
Oh, to show the bookshop.
Yes, because I'm pleased as punch about this bookshop. So what we have is bookshop.org uses your local bookshops. So you can choose your bookstore. So on here, you have a bunch of books by topic. Oops, did not mean to hit a button.
No, you know what? It's not showing it on the screen because it opened a separate window.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying. It was stuck on that one. Maybe I need to just share it differently. Well, this is good. This is good.
Good practice.
Good practice. Let me try that again.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hi, Anne. How's the weather? LOL. There have a tornado watch all day. I'm glad.
Do they?
Oh yeah, I'm glad I'm not in Goshen right now.
Let's see. I'm going to do my share screen again. This time I'm going to pick the bookshop screen because that's where I meant to go in first place. Share. Now you can.
Oh yeah, check out our bookshop.
Add to stage.
Oh, add to stage. There you go. That's our bookshop.
I did it. How exciting. Okay. So that's our bookshop. So this says choose a bookstore. So you can choose your local indie or family owned or whatever bookstore. So you don't have to go through Amazon. You can go to Amazon if you'd like to, but we've got Food First, Mind Body Medicine, Life with and After Cancer.
Oh, there's the book. There's Jeff Stewart's book right there, Living.
This is the book you mentioned. Okay.
Yep. That's the one. Yep.
It's a nice cover. But anyways, so a lot of these, what we've done is, when we could, we may not, it's still, everything's a work in progress, such as life. If we put view all, you can even see, with some of these anyways, why we picked it. So we try to give a little description. This is the classic book. So this is all us putting a little blurb in there as to why it made the list. Mushroom hunting.
I should do that for some of the books I recommended.
Yeah.
You can tell the books I recommended because they don't have that.
We're getting there. Everything's a work in progress. But anyways, if you come to this page, you'll see our different categories. And I think it's kind of exciting to me because I want to just keep adding. And we do have any guests that we've had in the past who's written a book. Their book is on here. And maybe we should have a column that just says guest books, right?
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
just to make it easier for people to find after they listen to somebody.
Yeah.
No mud, no lotus. I love that saying.
Oh, I thought
All
that
right.
was the name of a book.
It is the name of a book.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yeah. No mud, no lotus. All right. I'm going to take that down now. Here we go.
Okay. We're back.
There. I did it. I'm pleased.
Nice. This is just us kind of working out the kinks.
The kinks are in our brain, not in the systems.
Well, it's our brain connecting to the system where the kink. Well,
That's
because we were
where
doing
kinks
this
are.
yesterday and like my volume was all messed up and you couldn't hear me and all that. So, but I think it is my my wonky
Oh,
my wonky plug.
yes. We did have a lot of technical difficulties yesterday. Oh, Anne mentioned that she seconds the idea of putting a guest book section.
Oh, nice.
Good. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you very much.
Does make logical sense, doesn't it?
It does.
Mhm.
So, what else are we gonna talk about?
I don't know. We have a few people watching, so anything anyone wants to chat about, just put it in the comments section, and we will take it up. We can talk about. We are going to do an episode on water.
Oh, that's right. Oh, and I took a picture of something that I'm going to talk about when we record that because we talked about doing our episode on water, and then I went to the store near me and there was a product and I took a picture of it because I just thought it was really funny. But I'm not
You
going to
can
share it.
upload the picture.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to
Oh.
share it. I'm not going to share it. Nope, it's going to be a surprise. But
Oh, okay.
it was as a product in a can, and the name of it I just started laughing, and I was like, I got to take a picture of this because we're going to talk about this. Yes, and we already did. We talked about our upcoming guests. So I mentioned David Grew, who is the radiation oncologist, who we chatted about prostate cancer, kind of the basics, and just kind of talked about some misconceptions of treatments or just the cancer itself. And then he also does these videos that help patients to learn more about their treatments or treatment options or clinical trials. Natalie Godby, who is Dr. Natalie Godby, who is a gyn-onc that I used to work with. We talked about what is gynecologic oncology, and we talked about the HPV vaccine. And then Jeff Stewart, we just finished talking about him, and he is the author of that book that we just pointed out, Living, and he is the 1994 he was the 1994 Jeopardy champion. I was like geeking out. Like I've never met a Jeopardy champion before or anybody who actually made it onto a game show.
Now, 1994, it is very possible that I was playing the Jeopardy drinking game with a friend and roommate. His name's Michael Murphy. Michael T. Murphy. In Buffalo, we would sit on the couch, we'd watch Jeopardy, and if I got a question right, he had to drink, and if he got it right, I had to drink. So that was like a serious drinking game, and I'm sure we did college Jeopardy because it was a bit easier than regular Jeopardy. So I'm sure that we might have toasted him inadvertently at the time.
Well, we will, with his interview, which will be on YouTube, we will post a link to him winning it because I found that online. And yeah, you see him getting to him and his wife getting into their brand new truck. It was just kind of exciting. And then I got to meet him. But yeah, so we talk about his book, and he does some readings. Oh, Jay had a summer roommate who won on The Price is Right. Wow. Wow, that's exciting. Because I think that's kind of hard because there's just a little element of chance to that.
Definitely. I was in the audience on The Price is Right, and with a few friends. I had my University of Buffalo sweatshirt because that's what you did in the day. You put on your university sweatshirt hoping you're going to get on stage. I did not get called up, but you wait outside for like 2, 3, maybe 4 hours. So you get to know the people in line next to you. And I got to know the person next to me really well. And we were practicing outside. We were being super goofy, like a bunch of adults being super silly. Well, that person got called up on stage. And so I was rooting for them. I literally lost my voice because I was screaming for them. I was so happy. They ended up winning $10,000, but you'd think I won it. I was that happy for them.
Did
I
you
couldn't.
dress up? Did you dress up so you'd like have matching shirts or anything?
Well, we all wore University of Buffalo, and what I didn't realize at the time was, and this is, I've learned, this person got up because they take you through a line in front of the producer, director, whoever this person is, and they say, "What is your name? What do you do?" kind of thing. And this person who ended up getting on stage rushed the red line thing. She rushed it and like acted like a maniac. Like I was like, I sat next to her for many hours. That was not who I sat next to. And then all of a sudden she gets in front of the director. She's like, "My name is my name is," and she like freaks out and starts screaming up and down. And I love Bob Barker and blah blah blah. and I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, oh, she had it all dialed in. She knew that that's what you had to do to get on stage. You had to act like a maniac.
Yeah, you do. So, I have a friend and former colleague who she and her family, they're really into Price is Right, and I think they dressed up and they went to a taping in LA. I do not believe they got on, but
Yeah,
yeah, you
it's
really
still fun.
have to act outrageous. I do remember, I think I may have been, was it The Price of Right? Or The Price of Right. The Price is Right, where like the woman was really excited and wearing a tube top, and then her top kind of came down.
I don't
That was
know.
like really famous, and I think I was watching that episode.
Oh,
I don't remember. Maybe not. Maybe I just remember watching the reruns. But yeah, there was this one episode where a woman was so excited she got called down and her tube top slid down. And this was like back in the 70s.
oh. But they
So
had to cut it out because it's pre-recorded.
I think they did cut it out. Yeah. But I don't, yeah. Maybe I just watched it so many, yeah. Because I
Yeah.
don't know where I was living at that time because we wouldn't have watched it if we were in Spain. But, anyways, yeah, The Price is Right was like all of those shows.
Staple. It was a
I
staple.
loved all of those game shows. I really liked, what was the one with the celebrities? And I swear they were all drunk and they're all sitting around and like cracking jokes. I don't know. I like that one.
There's a
And like,
lot of them like that.
well, there was the one, the
The squares,
Hollywood Squares, but then there was
Hollywood
another
squares.
one where they were like in just rows, and like you would ask the celebrity, like, like they would ask they would ask the contestant a question, and then the contestant would pick a celebrity to answer, and then they would have some, some
Yeah.
smart aleck remark. I love that one. That was really funny. But yeah, I think they were all drunk. It was the 70s.
Yeah.
That's what you did. So what else are we going to talk about?
Nothing else. I'm
Oh,
gonna go ahead.
I
Yep.
remembered. We are looking at getting a doctor to talk about the medical use of cannabis
Yes.
because we mentioned that a lot in our episodes. Like, oh, we need to get somebody who knows. So my sister is making the connection, and yeah, we may
Yes.
talk.
What I would like is somebody not who is too steeped in the use of cannabis. I kind of want an impartial person, like good and bad. I feel like anyone who talks about cannabis is a devotee. So we have to be careful not to have someone who just only sees the good.
Well, I will use that in my screening.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just make sure of it. Because as you know, people who believe in cannabis really believe in it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you know, because we are in the thick of it, we've seen the adverse effects.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one clinical trial that showed that it might interfere with immunotherapies. So
And I think I think
yeah.
I've seen, I can't remember exactly what the patient was on, but yeah, we really suspected that it was the cannabis. The other thing that I've
Mm,
seen is, the hyperemesis that can occur.
mhm.
It was a patient, where he had testicular cancer, which is just such a hard treatment to go through. It's so hard. It's so hard to manage the nausea. And for this patient, it was super, super hard because he was smoking so much marijuana that it actually created a cycle. So it was like it didn't matter what they were doing
Mhm.
conventionally, it didn't matter what we were doing. Um, sorry, I just read a comment. It didn't it didn't matter what we were doing conventionally or naturopathically, accurate, nothing worked. Yeah, so the comment is too much marijuana use can result in bad service in restaurants. And yes, In Oregon, that is true.
Yeah. Sure.
Thanks for that comment, Jay.
That's the side effect.
It's a side effect of too much. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so
Is there any other things that we would like to try on here? Like that was helpful to do the website, slides and PDFs,
show our merch. Show our merch. Show our merch.
our merch.
Oh, here, I'll do our merch.
Yeah,
I'll pull it
you
up.
try it.
I'll do it.
I was going to do a PDF of some kind and see if I could pop that up, but I think that'll be pretty easy to do.
Okay, so
Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm just going to do this while you go ahead, you do it.
hold on. You have the PDF, and I'm going to. How do I create another one? New layout? Nope. Whoops. Cancel. Hold on. Where am I going here? Oh,
You
here.
can do
Present. How do I share screen? It's easiest with 2 monitors.
yeah, but I don't have that right now.
Oh, I have that. Hold on. Let's see. Share
It
screen.
doesn't matter. Yeah. It's just going to
Mhm.
obscure me.
Did it pop up?
To answer the question, Jay's asking, have you done a melanoma episode? We haven't done any episodes on any specific cancers exclusively.
Except for prostate.
Well, it's not really a prostate episode though.
No. But
it comes up, but
right. We did do a sunscreen episode, a sun protection, I should say.
We did sun protection, but we didn't talk about melanoma as it. Like, there's nothing in any of our titles of our episodes that has the word melanoma in it, or breast cancer in it, or prostate cancer in it, because it's not. It's talked about throughout episodes, but it's not the topic of the episode.
And we go back and forth. I go forth, and Tina goes back on whether we should do specific ones. But
I think we should do series. So we do what's called episodic. So we just do it in time, and they come out. We're at 107, I think now, episodes. If you do a series, you can like stack up a bunch of like 5 or 10 episodes, like a mini series. And that's actually listed separately within the podcast on Apple. So it seems like that would be kind of cool to do with various cancers, like just do a little mini series, like prevention of it, treatment, side effects of it.
Risk reduction of it. Risk
reduction of it.
Yes. Like 3 peas in a pod. Exactly.
Yes.
So this is our merch. Check out our merch. We have fabulous merch. You can get the side effects. I said the bad word.
You did say bad word.
The side effects hot flashes one, which is very cool. And it's a cropped sweatshirt, or you can just get our slogan, the patients, survivors, caregivers, and everyone in between. Look at this. How cool is that? And it comes in different colors. Ooh, laundry's done. Hold on. We have more. We've got some really cool stuff. Look at this. It's a moment of woo. We have another one, but this is the moment of woo, but in pink.
It's a notebook, right?
It is a journal. Yeah, it's a journal. So you just bring it with you to your appointment, or you can just bring this one. And on that note, this is great for journaling, but this is also for taking notes at an appointment. These are great gifts for anyone you know who is going through treatment. I like the moment of woo embroidered knit cap, and it comes in 4 different colors. Look at this. Merch. We have merch.
We have merch. I like those. I like the water bottle.
The water bottle. Yep. And so, yeah. Okay. So now I just shared my screen.
All right. That was our QVC moment.
That was QVC. Yeah. I have a friend who's a QVC model, and I should have asked her for tips on what to do with my hands.
Yes. There you go.
Okay. So what were you going to show next?
I was just going to show what you had brought up yesterday, just that we're going to be making these handouts.
Yeah, and these are going to be available for members,
which is really cool.
Yeah, so we're going to have these little, and this was actually my friend Anne's idea.
I like it.
Summarizing episodes, just kind of taking the key points and making little handouts. And so this is one of the bonuses for being a member. This is our NPR moment.
This is our NPR moment.
Well, the NPR
member benefits.
Member benefits. And if you join the 3rd level, you receive a piece of, I was going to say NPR merchandise, but no, you receive an item.
NPR is a duffel bag or something.
It's a tote bag. No, yeah, it's either a tote bag or a T-shirt or something. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to, this is nice. It can pop up PDFs for everyone to see when we do lives. This is nice. And this is appropriate to show because this is one of many that are in the works. I'm going to remove it. Boom. This is sweet. We're getting to know it. Yeah. We're using something called StreamYard if anyone ever needs it. I think it's up in the right-hand corner.
Yeah, we have to figure out if this actually works for us.
Yes.
And if we are able to save this on the other end, because people are going to want to go back and watch this because this is good stuff.
Oh yeah, especially today's.
Today, that's what I'm talking about. Today's is just really we're a
little bit of everything.
Yes. Any other questions?
Comments? Suggestions?
Suggestions. Should I stop wearing the striped shirt on pretty much every episode and interview that we do? I need more striped shirts.
Just say you have a closet full of them. It's not the same shirt. It's like 6 shirts. They all just look exactly the same.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
Isn't that like a Zuckerberg thing? He always wears the same shirt because he doesn't want to think about it.
Steve Jobs did too. Yeah, Steve Jobs did that. He always wore the same thing. That's like a power. It's a power move. So this is my power move.
I see.
It's my power shirt.
There you go. Say no more. I'll expect to see it every time we talk.
I will wear it. That's what I'm doing in laundry right now. It's washing the other 5 shirts.
Nice. Excellent. All right. Well, this was a successful, hopefully. We'll find out what YouTube does with this. But we'll find out if it was saved or if they just, this is it. It might be like Snapchat where we'll never have this conversation recorded again.
And that might be a good thing or it could be a bad thing.
I can live with it.
Yeah, so just if anyone else has any ideas for upcoming episodes, if anyone has any comments, you can also go to our website. Put our website back up again and show how people can leave a voicemail.
Oops, remove that. Not that one. I gotta hit a different share button. What just happened? Just a second. One moment, please. All right. Oh, it thinks I'm still sharing there. Okay, I gotta share screen.
Remove it. Oh, yeah. Share screen. I don't know. It's complicated.
Present. Share screen. Okay, here we go. I'm going to hit this one and then just go backwards. So if you're on our website, you can see you can join us right here. So this will take you straight to the membership page. The merch is here, Shop the Cancer Pod, and the bookshop is at the top. Check out the new bookshop. So just so you know, some of the places that we've been talking about, join us is this right here.
You have to.
Oh gosh, it opens up on a new page, doesn't it?
Nope, you had to edit. Okay, so go back. Oh, it opens up a new page. Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my.
Okay, so join us. Here is our membership. Then we got Shop the Cancer Pod, which is all the merch that Leah just showed us, and then check out the new Cancer Pod bookshop. And then over here, I think this is super fun. Not many people have used it, but leave a voicemail. If you click on this, you can do a short audio recording that we can put into our episode. So if you want to leave a voicemail, please feel free to do that, and we will get it. And if we deem it worthy, we will put it on our show.
Keep it clean, people.
Keep it clean. And and there's another thing for the bookshop there. The videos are the videos of the episodes, right?
Right, and we only release interviews as
I think some and some of our shorts are in there, right? Little clips, I believe. Although anything I do, you probably can't see. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. Baking cancer was a fun one, I thought. Fun. Like more entertainment than information.
Yeah. Well, because you know me, I like the ones where we watch movies or TV shows. Any excuse to watch TV
Yes,
for me.
exactly.
Shut my brain off.
Exactly. I know.
But those were really engaging. Those three things that we watched were
Yes.
jaw dropping, and yeah, especially I don't know the well, all of them. The Finchy one, like
Well,
she
and there you
uh,
go. There's the name we couldn't think of at the very beginning of this recording, which is
Belle
Belle
Gibson.
Gibson.
Yeah, Belle Gibson. Yeah. Belle
Yeah.
Gibson.
And Scamanda is an excellent podcast. If you haven't caught that, it's well done podcast series. That's it. All right. I'm just showing you all the old podcasts that we've done. Tongue twister.
Tongue twister.
All right.
And we're all over the socials, man. We are on the TikTok, we are on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook.
Facebook. All right.
Facebook.
Let me take
Yep.
this down. Remove.
Well, thanks for letting us experiment with this live. I think it's going well. Yeah, we'll find out on the other end if it saves it. And yeah, just stay in touch. Send us a DM. Can you hear my laundry?
Yep.
Yep. It's
It's
telling me
time.
that it's time to
Chop, Leah.
It's time to start folding clothes. Okay. So I forgot that was going. But yeah, send us a
Yes.
DM through Instagram or through our website because we like to get messages, and definitely somebody leave us a voicemail because we'll play it. We will play it on our episode. So
Yes. Thanks, Anne. Thanks, Jay, for partaking in the
for
discussion. Thank you, Terry. All right.
And yeah, and I hope Anne and the corgis stay safe in the basement with the tornadoes that are passing through
Yes.
the Midwest. So
All
stay
right.
safe out there, people.
Is that a Dragnet thing? No, that was Hill Street Blues.
Hill Street Blues. Stay safe out there.
Stay safe
All
out
right.
there. All right. Peace.
Bye.